Hello, how are you? I'm doing great. I hope everybody had a great money making Monday. I know I did. I took some time to rest and I am back with another message. Today I'm going to talk about comparison. Um, don't do it. Don't compare yourself to others, period. I saw a quote today when I logged on to my workspace, and it said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." And that was Oscar Wilde. And I think that is a great um, quote. I was already going to quote Theodore Roosevelt saying, "Comparison is the thief of joy," because I used to have a boss that said it nonstop, and it drove me crazy because it was like every other phrase out of his mouth. But it is very true. Comparison is the thief of joy. So, constantly comparing ourselves to others can lead to a lot of unhealthy traits, um, can lead to depression, anxiety, inner resentment, um, also feelings of inadequacy, dissatisfaction, inferiority, and superiority. You can't be having that. I got enough narcissists running around out here. So, do not compare yourself to others. Let go of unrealistic, ideal perfection. I used to try to be perfect at everything. That's what happens when you're raised by narcissists and you are codependent on their mood and their expectations of you so that everything can run smoothly in the household. You try to be perfect, you try to stay 10 steps ahead so that you don't get in trouble, you know what to head off at the pass. Um, totally trying to be perfect at everything so that no matter what comes up, you're good, you're safe. So don't do that. That's unhealthy as well. Nobody's perfect. We're all works in progress. So let go of the idea that you can be perfect because the harder you try, the farther away from it you're going to get. You are right where you are supposed to be to learn the lessons that you are supposed to learn. And I've said before, if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to repeat it. So we all have our own path. We all have our own purpose. There's nobody like you. God didn't make any mistakes. We are all unique and genuine and authentic at our core. The more that we get in touch with that, the more you will realize what your actual purpose is and the lessons that you need to learn in order to get there. So you're right where you're supposed to be. Don't ever forget that. What others need to learn is none of our business. Their path is not our path. The things that they need to learn for getting into their purpose in this life are not the things that we need to learn to get into our purpose. So put your blinders on. Don't be looking around at what everybody else is doing, at what they have to go through. You can definitely learn from others, but don't compare yourself to them in the process. Happiness is a skill, and if you look at it like you need to exercise that skill just like you would a muscle, and when you're working out and you're getting exercise, try to work out that happiness muscle every day. Try to sharpen that skill and get better at it. Find ways to be happy. Find happiness in the simple things, the small things every day. Get off social media. That's one thing that I have done in the recent past is since I stopped doing cakes and started going through this custody battle, I am not on social media anymore. This is the only social media that I'm on. I don't know what language that is in the hallway, but we're gonna move on. So yeah, I'm a lot happier since I'm off social media. Social media is not real. People only want to display the best things going on in their life. They want to front, they want to be flashy. It's more of ego than anything else. It's not realistic. They're never going to get on there and be vulnerable. A lot of people, if they are vulnerable and choose to go that route and try to be real on social, nobody wants anything to do with that. That's ugly. That's not pretty. We don't want to feel bad for people. We don't want to often pray for them. We'll ask for prayer for ourselves, but when someone is on social media asking for prayer or asking for help, that's not pretty. That's not desirable. That shouldn't be on here. What is that doing on here? We're on here to see cars. We're on here to see who ate, with that outfit, who's goated today. That's what people get on social media to see, and that often drags you down. It's not real. So people are putting on a mask, and they're in their ego on social media, and then there's you comparing yourself to them, trying to be something, or comparing yourself to something that's not real to begin with. So it's unattainable, first of all. You're never going to get something that wasn't even real to begin with, so why even go on there? It's just a waste of time, and you're feeding something that you don't want to grow. So focus your attention on things that are positive, not something that is going to pull you down no matter how you look at it. If you're in your ego, it's pulling you down because you're further away from your authentic self. If you're trying to be like somebody that's in their ego, trying to obtain something that's not real, that's also feeding something that's unhealthy for you. You're just further and further away from something that's going to help you level up. Life is not a race. We do not need to outrun others with money, with status, with success. We do not run the same course as others. So focus on yourself and you will be fulfilled in that. Eventually, slow and steady wins the race. I've said this so many times. If you get a fast come up, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. It's most likely it was not obtained with hard work. Second of all, it's flash in the pan. It's short-lived. So imagine it like compound interest. When you earn interest over something over time, it's interest on interest. Success is also like compound interest. It compounds. So the harder you work over time, you just compound, you compound that success over and over and over with interest. So, I just think that a slow start can lead to stable, massive wins. So play the long game, have patience, invest in yourself, read books. This is also on my list. Read books, biographies, autobiographies of people that have done it before. Stand on the shoulders of giants. You can learn a lot from people that have been successful in the past, how they took the road less traveled, how they took the long way around. Learn something from them, not from people off social media. Iron sharpens iron. That's in the Bible. We can shape and change one another. Sparks fly when the world is richly blessed when we shape one another, cheer each other on, encourage each other, when we don't compete, when we always want the best for our neighbor, without comparing ourselves to them, without trying to hold them back. We are all on our own pace. The end goal is peace, not fame and fortune. Money can solve money problems, but not all problems can be solved with money. So it can't bring you deep connections with others. It can't bring you trust. It can't bring you love. Definitely can't bring you true love. So take the pressure off of reaching your goals in a certain time, because I am 46 and I have not even began to touch the goals that I have, and I have been compounding my success with hard work all this time, and I am trying to tell you guys how to do it too. Still in the process of it, so you're along for the ride with me, but I am going to help others with everything that God gives me. I am not working just to enrich my own life. I know that God will give to me because He knows that He can trust me to give it to others as well. He knows that he can trust me to do the right thing with it and not be greedy and not just do it to elevate myself. I'm going to bring others up with me, and he knows that. So I have faith that I'm going to obtain my goals no matter how late in life I'm going to get there. I learned lots of lessons in the process, lots of things that strengthened me. I've met lots of people that have been successful that have helped me along the way. So iron sharpens iron. I can't talk about that enough. So don't let it keep you up at night. Don't stress about, well, I'm not here when I thought I would be. Well, a detour was on purpose. There's no mistakes. God is not doing it to you. He's doing it for you. So just know, if you've had to go through something, if you've had setbacks, it was for a reason. You weren't ready yet. He was holding you back for a reason. Because nobody can block your blessings. Not anybody. Not the devil, not people, not anything. Nobody can block your blessings. If there was a delay, or there was a roadblock, or there was rejection, it was God's protection. He's doing it for you. It was to teach you something. It was to elevate you even more. Like I said, the enemies often become our footstools, and He will prepare your table in front of them so that they can sit and watch you eat without them. No matter how hard they tried to hold you back from it, it won't work. And often, if He has separated you or revealed truths about people to where it hurt you and you had to let them go, situations that you were put through where you would not have let them go if you hadn't been through that situation, if you hadn't been through that trial, He exposed that for a reason, because they cannot go with you. And if He hadn't made you uncomfortable so that you had to move, or He hadn't revealed this truth about these people, places, or things, then you would have taken them with you, and they wouldn't have rightfully deserved that. And you would never have moved. You'd never have gone anywhere. And that's not what your life's purpose is about. You're not meant to stay in one place. Change is constant. Embrace it. That's what helps you level up. So it's all for a good reason. It's being done for you, not to you. So say that over and over again to yourself if you feel like you're in a bad space, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't ask for it. Now, if you're in some toxic situation, like a relationship where you keep hurting each other over and over and you're going round and round, beating your head against the wall, arguing constantly, chasing after each other, unhealthy things like that, then yeah, that might be your own fault. That's not God. You have to learn from that, or it's going to keep happening over and over and over again. If you don't learn your lessons, you're going to repeat them with people, places, and things. I don't care how many times you put yourself through it. It's not going to be different the second time around. Recognize something for what it is. Learn what you were supposed to learn from it, and let it go. Leave that ish in the past. That was not for you. It was for you to learn from, and then you were supposed to move on from it. It's not going to magically change overnight, no matter how much work you put into it. It's not going to be something different. It was a lesson for you. Let it go and move on so you can learn your next lesson. You will elevate that way. Your life will elevate the more you learn your lessons. If you want to stay stuck in that toxic cycle, okay, do that for you. But some people are never going to level up because they won't get out of it. They won't heal. They won't learn. So they stay there. Don't be those people. We all have been at one point in our lives, but don't continue to be. Open your eyes to it and keep it moving. Best thing I can ever tell you. I don't know how many times I've just driven myself to sleepless nights and crying because I tried to make something different. I thought if I could just love them more, if I could just do this, if I could just give it more time, they'll come. No, they're not. It's toxic. Move on, okay? What else was I going to say? So, what you consider a failure, millions consider a success. So, appreciate the wealth that you do have. No matter how little that you have, you always have something more than someone else. There's poverty, there's dictatorship, there's pain and suffering of all kinds in the world. Appreciate whatever you do have. The peace, the happiness, whatever it is, the fresh air that you breathe. you're blessed. You're blessed every day with what you have, that you woke up. If you woke up, you have a purpose still. God wouldn't do that for you if he didn't need you still in this world. So he's the one that decides when we go. If you have nothing else to give, if you have nothing else to learn, then that's it. But if you woke up, you still have a reason. Learn to appreciate what you have that day. Flex that happiness muscle. Find it. Find what you have to appreciate, what's blessing you. Put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. It's worth it, okay? Don't give up on yourself. So yeah, celebrate all the small things. You might think you are in survival mode, but you are probably not. It can get worse. It always can. So, just because you aren't at the top doesn't mean that you're at the bottom. It can always get worse. I've thought so many times in my life, oh, I'm in survival mode. Oh, I can get out of survival mode. No, come to realize I was not in survival mode. This is survival mode. Come to realize that place that I thought was survival mode was not. And I am actually in survival mode now. So I did that. I did it. It got worse. I did it. It got worse. Still in survival mode, but I'm making the absolute best of it. I get up. I love my life. I love my children, even if I don't have them physically to touch every day. I love everything that I have. Everything, the air that I breathe, the fact that I woke up this morning, the roof over my head, the job that I have, the plant that I'm looking at right now, this bed that I sleep in, my pillows, the toilet, the sink. Somebody doesn't have a toilet and a sink, but I do. You've got to find the things that you have that other people might not have, and know that you are blessed by it, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem. You have things that you could not have, that you might not have, that other people don't have. So hold on to that thought that if you weren't blessed, if you weren't learning something, if you weren't going through things for a reason, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have that, but you do. And it's going to get better. It can't rain forever. It absolutely can't. And my last message for today is hard work is done in silence. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be vocal about it. Tune out the noise. Be about it. Be about it. You don't have to say it. If you possess something, people can see it. They can smell it. You just are it. You embody it. It exudes from you that you are that. So you don't have to be loud. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be out here putting people on blast, not being humble, gassing yourself up. If you are it, it shows. People can see it. It's fully written across your forehead without you having to say a word. So be confident. Be confident in yourself. The more that you scream and shout what you are, the more others know what you lack. It doesn't have to be explained. Real recognize real, and if you have it, it shows. It's all over you. So anyway, that's all I have to say today, and I will come up with something else tomorrow, my lovelies. I love you, God loves you, and you are never, ever, 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 ever alone. Bye.